Good evening, everyone. I should say good night. There's something to be more specific. Good morning. Y'all see what the title is? I've avoided making doing that typical. What in my minds, I guess in my mind it's kind of like big, and you know, to be down. Please like, share, subscribe to this channel. You know, try and get my weight up. You know, I don't know what it is. I'll make the excuse that maybe it's just shadow banning. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I get on here. Maybe I just sound fucking retarded when I get on here. Maybe I'm not talking about the things y'all want to talk about. Maybe I don't argue with other internet folks like many folks choose to do make their bones in the game. They go and argue with the more popular YouTubers to get their weight up. I'd rather come through on my own merit, personally. It's not like I'm stupid or nothing. And I guess it's a faux pas for me to say something like I'm not stupid because hell, if you're not stupid, you ain't gotta say it, right? But yeah, man, I've been doing this YouTube thing for a minute. I mean, I guess on in the effort to become monetized and in the effort to try to make some type of residual income because not to knock some people because some people are very successful with it. The YouTube and the internet world is not my primary source of income. I don't lean to online to subsidize my income. Um, I have a job. I work for Mr. Charlie, aka Dwight, aka Dwight Man. I work on the white man's job. Yeah, and during this particular gap, I guess you could say that's a blessing. I don't know. Some of y'all might have came through because of the duty, the function in which I do in regards to being a moderator. For my moderator function, and I am a moderator on one of the most popular pages on YouTube, one of the fastest growing pages on YouTube, and it's the real Charleston White page, and that name drop is not you know to try to ride off my brother's fame and nothing like that. That name drop is just for informative purposes. That's what I do. I see somebody out there, and I'm glad you're here. But yeah, man, I made this channel. This channel is called the Niger Room, the Niger Room. It ain't got, I mean, and it got something to do with Africa, but it ain't necessarily got nothing to do with Africa. You know, Niger, NGR means black. I mean, I guess darker skinned people. Those were the ancient people of the continent now known as Africa. You know, so it goes from there. People say, why you say, you know, why do people say the colloquialism, the terminology, the title nigger or niggar, a nigger, uh, all that comes from a root, and it wasn't a word that the white man created. Niger was a word that the Caucasian, the Englishman couldn't pronounce. So when they're in the pronunciation of it in reference to you, it became nigger or nigga. No, I was nigger. We got our generation dropped the er and added the a on to it. That's a term of affection. And of course we have those who like to say, how dare you, it's such a shame you demean yourself by using such a word. I dare say not, because You think about it on a logical sense. Why would the white folks need to come up with a term, invent a word to demean uh, us for? Our current conditions underneath the dominant society. Ain't no Niger, ain't no niggas, ain't no niggers running nothing. So a word can't really undermine that at all. That's just a reality. So I sit here and I really rack my brain, and it's not just here. It's also on the book. Now I'm not a new internet type of dude. I've been on the internet for a while. I've been fucking with the internet for a while, for since the 90s or late 90s, 2000, at least about 20, 23 years, 23, 24 years on this online space, contributing my opinions and my thoughts onto the cyber world. So it's like, and when I get to the point where I think that maybe it's something that I have said in the past, because I don't necessarily talk about those things that are particularly comfortable. I talk about government. I talk about the system of white supremacy, and I just my goal is to speak truth to power, speak truth to the light. So that in my effort is what to do. So then, and really, when I originally learned about and once again I mentioned Charleston White, when Charleston White really educated me to the point of how much money is being made on these platforms, and the effort, and seeing the various amount of effort or lack of effort that it takes some people to attain that type of notoriety and receive that type of wealth. I was like, I felt stupid as well, because I spent a lot of time wrecking my college dropout brain on this internet, having debates and discussions with people I probably never ever meet in life, causing hatred and envy and dislike between people I never ever see. But that goes back to you know, what's going. I'm wondering what's going on. I know I look. I think I'm probably somewhere. I guess I'm close to 300 subs, and I look at myself. I say to myself, "Well, damn, I didn't shake hands with 300 people in the real world, and I know that at least 50% of them are online and have a YouTube page or have access to YouTube. So to me, it's like, well, uh, what is it? Is it the name? Do I have to change it to the Happy Black Person channel, or peace, love, and joy? The world is not about peace, love, and joy, man. I can get on here and I really wanted to talk. I guess I came on here to talk about various topics since I'm on. You know, like for example, this week we heard about, and this is just a celebrity bullshit because, like I said, I'm wondering what do people like out there. We'll get subscribers. Let's talk about some celebrity shit. Like this week, we found out that Michael B. Jordan allegedly was the one that dumped Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. So we say, and the reason that they claim, that the sources claim that he dumped Steve Harvey's daughter, was because that she was allegedly an airhead, and I guess she wasn't very intelligent, and that's what kind of gets me with some of you, with some I guess you could call it, that's affectionately termed as a manosphere, or some of the male contingent. Uh, you know, a lot of them talk about, well, they don't want no woman their age. They rather get a woman of a younger age because she's is able. They're able to coach her into being a woman that's more acceptable to them. And it's like, well, Lori Harvey may very well be airhead, but you allegedly proposed to her, and you spent a year with her, and like the song goes, like the immoral bard Future Hendrix said, tell Steve Harvey I don't want her. And but when he did it, it was like, oh, yeah, he's toxic. It's good for her, blah blah blah. And even when the fact that, even the fact when it was supposed to have been that Lori Harvey cut Michael B. Jordan, it was supposed to be the point where she's younger, she has all her life to live, and it was cast out well, she's for the streets because she's been with this guy, that guy, that guy. But then it was like, and I guess fairly speaking, because the other part about that I really can't stand is the double standards and the relationships between black peoples. The women were saying, well, she's young, she should be allowed to go out and sow her wild oats and do whatever it is that she does. Meanwhile, the men was telling, and I guess. Traditionally, men and women are different. They ain't traditionally, biologically, men and women are different. And under society, men and women are viewed differently. Men, and the women were like, well, y'all men folks, y'all go out here and y'all sow y'all wild oats and things like that. And and of course, you might have that argument. Well, it's different because men penetrate, women are penetrated, and I guess that's sort of like a conqueror-conqueree type of thing. But I don't know, man. It's because in a way, when you think about it, even the person that you probably might be laying next to right now, you don't know. They call these things like body counts. You don't know how many people that person has been with, and it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with age either. Because you might have someone who might be 23, 24 and have a whole football team of a scorecard of a football team, or you might be with someone who might be in their 30s or 40s and may have someone a number they can count on one hand. And then again, not that even matters in a way, except I guess it matters if skill level, the type of lover that you are to that person who might have had, and that could be man or woman. The way a woman serve a man is relative to the same way a woman serves a man is relative to the same way the man serves a woman. Even if you might have had a large amount of participants, but you may not have the skills to necessarily let's see what the word I'm looking for, satisfy your mate. But that doesn't necessarily matter. The only way that matters is the fact whether it might be okay with you done got with somebody and they've been with X amount of people and they give you something that you can't get rid of, like a non-community, like a motherfucking disease, like AIDS, herpes, or whatever. That's something different. But if it's someone that you like, and someone who satisfies you spiritually, emotionally, and physically, then those type of things don't matter. But let me get back. Let me get too far away from Michael B. and Laura Reed. All through the year, it was like saying in the beginning they said, "Oh, Michael B. Jordan, we love Michael B. Jordan. He's not like Future. She's great. He's great for Laura." So, and then it comes down to the end of it. Well, Michael, he was always something weird about him. Anyway, it was all types of things about him. But now this story comes out, and it's kind of hard to argue. It's kind of hard to argue that the young lady might not be as seasoned or as intellectual as someone who is 10 years her peer. Even they say women mature faster than men. It may very well be that she was airhead and that she wasn't his speed. But for him to even go as far as to I guess allegedly propose marriage to her, or even before that, to even choose her, knowing how old she is, and I guess having a period of courting, You know, I mean, you would think that people in that area, that type of industry, would have a, you know, they talk about each other, just like people in our particular income bracket or social sphere. We talk about each other. We know about each other. So for him to come out and say she's in their head at this point, and you often hear these guys, but it's not necessarily the guys that's in the 30. I guess he was 35, she 25. It'd be guys that be in the 45s, in the pushing 50s, that talk about, well, you know, they're not interested in a woman that's in her near 50s or 40s or 30s. They want a younger woman. They want a woman. They say, well, as long as she's over 18, then what's the problem? And I guess by law, you'd be right. What I guess it's as long as you're not molesting any babies or statutory raping anyone. I guess you're right. You have, if you could George. I don't know, people, too many people remember George Burns. George Burns liked young women. Or if you remember, I guess you more likely know Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner kept young brides around, you know, his place or whatever. But um, y'all ain't Hugh Hefner, and y'all not George Burns. But the thing about it is that, you know, that the reason that you choose, now this is just my opinion, the reason that you choose a woman that might be younger than you, or who you might perceive slower than you, is because you, in my opinion, you failed in your ability to communicate and to keep up with a woman that's more your age and your speed. Or you might say, well, she got children, she got children. You kind of be, in this day and time, you kind of be far fetched to find, and that's not fair. It's not uncommon to find women with children already. So now it's not, now the additional part is added on to it. Um, Not only can she be too old, but she must be childless. And the irony of the hypocritical irony becomes beyond that is the fact that a lot of these guys who say that shit have at least one baby mama, if not two or three. So it's like, well, okay, knowing the fact that likely someone who talking the same way that y'all talk about these women. I was about to say broads. I did just say broad. Y'all talk about these ladies, these women, knowing that one of her baby daddies, or the baby daddy that she has, probably has the same mindset and same energy that you have, and they walk around like they have no children, knowing that they have children, whether or not they support them, you know, financially, physically, or spiritually, that's something differently. Knowing that they have other children, but they'll put damning scrutiny on a single mother, and that's something I don't understand. That's something else I don't necessarily understand. Something else I would like to venture forth and have discussions with on my channel in regards to, like, okay, well, um, if the single mother is such a problem, and it's something that should be addressed by the African American, the black, the Negro, the nigger, the community, then why is it that the single father, who has clearly abdicated his responsibility, how come they don't receive the same type of scrutiny and punishment? Now, you may have those who may get a little itchy about the rear end and talk about, oh, that guy's on there simping. No, this ain't got nothing to do with your relationship, whether y'all, how you loving or fucking the bride. This also goes to the point where that the fact you have children that are being raised in a situation that shouldn't be considered normalized. It's somewhat dysfunctional, where a child has only the physical participation, or the emotional participation of only one parent. They don't know the type of energy that comes from of the fatherly energy that come that is supposed that they're supposed to. Let's say, for example, a son. I'm not even going to speak on the daughters because the daughter father's relationship is a whole different thing altogether. I don't have any children, but I've been a kid. I've been a son, you know, and if my father was present, meaning that if I knew who my daddy was, and I seen my daddy regular, but it wasn't like my daddy was like Mr. Brady or Mr. Dr. Huxtable. He wasn't, my old man was uh, a street entrepreneur. He had club. My old man was a club run. He ran clubs. He was a Bell's bombing. He done all manners of things. Um, but the thing about it is that here I am. That those type of things take your time, take up time. Papa was a Rolling Stone too. I have sisters other than the sisters by my mother. Um, those things those when you're that type of man, and those things take a considerable amount of time that could be necessarily pointed toward tending to nurturing your seeds, and they would call it raising and protecting your seeds, and making sure that they come up in a way in which they may be considered as productive citizens, so to speak. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that. Now, of course, I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I failed in some things. But I wouldn't say that I'm a failure as a person. I feel I've made a contribution to society. I've had my failures and I've had my successes. But the thing about it is that a lot of things that I must admit, a lot of the things that I did that were not necessarily socially acceptable, if legal, came from the influence of me trying to imitate or pattern myself after my father. Now, some things that my father did, you know, and I guess God bless it. There, my father is from he was from the old generation where domestic violence was like, it's kind of like spare the rod, spoil the child. It was more acceptable. Now, I myself, I don't hit women, and I guess once again, there may be the cat call some. Now, I'm 6'1". I'm 200 and some damn pounds. What I look like beating up on a bride? Only the strong takes consideration of the weak. That's just what I heard. You know what I'm saying? But that might have got all the way from Michael B. But to sum that all up, just to end it all up, he want to call her airhead. She hasn't necessarily said nothing. Her daddy, her stepdaddy had a lot to say. He had a little bit to say in regards to their relationship ended, but she didn't really say too much. But for him, and I guess he didn't necessarily say too much. What the information that brought up the story that I read came from an inside source. Uh, at the end of the day, whether that's true or false, you picked it. Ain't that what they say? When it come into consideration, they talk about the women that niggas then pumped and dumped, they seed into and created babies into. Ain't that what they say to them? You chose improperly. You should have chose better. I mean, I don't know what type of clairvoyance, what type of psychic ability you gotta have in order to know that, okay, well, I may lay with this person. I can't do that myself. I can't I can't say, well, I'm about to lay with this lady, and I'm gonna have a baby, and this is gonna be the woman that's gonna have my baby. Generally, the times when I got a woman pregnant, I like to think in my mind, well, damn, that particular time when I had sex with her, that was the time I got her pregnant. But I didn't necessarily know that when I met her that I was going to impregnate her. Now the women I speak of didn't have a baby; they had the abortion. That's Roe versus Wade, that's another topic, whatever. That's one of them topics that when I put in my title, I put something like that in my title, I mysteriously start, my views start dropping and shit. There's certain shit that I've also learned that you can't. I mean, I guess if you're popular enough, you can, but if somebody is just trying to come up in it, I guess it's. But then I think to myself, well, hell, if I talk about the right way, then people should be wanting to come on and fuck with me, subscribe to my channel and stuff like that, because I'm not necessarily new to having these online debates and things like that. I'm not, and my opinions are, and my views and the things I speak of are generally well researched, or researched well enough. But yeah, this is the nigger room, y'all. This is the Niger room. I mean, you ain't got to be a nigga to come fuck with the nigger room. Like, share, subscribe to this page. If you like the content, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Cash App coming soon. I got a Cash App. I'm not gonna beg y'all people, man. But I'm down to go for it. I'm down to go for it. I put it up. Now, I ain't gonna put it up now, but nevertheless, like, share, subscribe. Hit the likes. Just get the likes up, person. My one person is still fucking with me. They still there. So they already like this bitch. So I'm good with that. But I said to myself, yeah, I've been following some of my favorite, my current favorite YouTubers. I've been watching their I watched, of course I'll be on Mr. Charles's page, and those who see me moderate, I've somehow got grown. I've got people that fuck with me because I'm already. They think I'm a cool guy. But then I have folks, I guess the fact that, I do what Mr. Charleston has kindly asked me to do on this page, and handle those people in the way they need to be handled. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. I don't know what particular part of it that you say is true, but I thank you. But I had them people to come on there, man, and y'all hear the man, and a lot of times, what'll be funny is that, and I'm going off another tangent. This is on some moderated shit, and and I don't want to necessarily make my channel about Mr. Charleston, but Mr. Charles is my guy. Whether I agree, I mostly agree with Mr. Charles on some things, but some of the things he does that had me thinking. But that's still my nigga. But it's not necessary. I don't know none of these people personally or nothing like that. But now it's like when I pop up, it's like once again I'm dating myself. Different strokes when the gooch pop up, or I forgot whatever playground bully, Nelson Muntz. I'm like Nelson Muntz for some goddamn reason, in certain chats or whatever. But I'm not bothered. I'm just here to enjoy myself, and since I be on the internet, and since I heard that the internet is a very lucrative source of income, and I can't keep my blunt lit because I'm too busy talking. I'm trying to keep people captivated. I like to think that my appearance and the words I say and the way I conduct myself are somewhat captivating to the crowd and the audience. I don't want to duplicate anybody. I'm an original fool in my own right. I just do my best to mask it. But yeah, that's all I want to do. I want to get a little internet money too. Like, share, subscribe, a nigga. If you don't want to like, share, and subscribe, a nigga, then tell me why not. Why? Why don't you like me? I want you to like me. I really, really do. Please. I want you to like me. Yeah. But shout out, Mr. Bennett. Thank you for coming through. And anybody else who may slide through or shine through and fuck with the nigga in the Niger room. My name is Flav Niger. My pseudonym is Flav Niger, G Flav, Dr. Flav, all types of iterations through my years, the decades of my living. It is a genuinely earned nickname which existed far before the internet did. So yeah. Y'all have a great evening, a great morning, great day. And it's been a pleasure. All this is practice, baby. It's all practice. You got to keep on grinding at it and keep grinding until it come through. Thank you there, brother Bennett. I guess you'll probably be 303. I think it was 302 when I got on, but you should be 303. And power to you, brother. Peace and love to you, and peace and love to everybody. Like, share, and subscribe to the nigga room. All right, y'all.